am I speaking to right now?
Cameron.
My name
Cameron.
is
Cam Buford.
Hey, it's Peter Rosenberg. I'm hanging on my man Cameron Buford.
We got some good questions today.
I'm a Dolphin fan.
There's always room for improvement.
I'm more a fan of boxing. Boxing is my main sport.
All we want to see every year are the best two mothers getting in the ring and getting on.
I got some of this for you.
Goodness. For me?
Yeah, just for you.
Think about it like this: the promoter pays the fighter pays the manager.
Okay.
So the manager works for the fighter, and the fighter works
for the promoter. Okay.
So you are lifting weights currently?
When he said it's easier to score in the NBA versus Europe, did you agree with them?
To me, it's easy to score all over the world.
Can I finish right now? Do you want me to speak or do you want to conduct the interview and answer for me? Which one?
What do you think about these upcoming?
Aaron, like I was saying before.
Aaron, what has the game of baseball taught you?
One of the biggest things is being humble.
Can you give a message to the kids to kind of persevere through the false teachings they may be giving?
Patience.
Okay.
Patience.
As the show Voice of the Fan
Oh my goodness!
continues to
I'm in
evolve,
You were adding some spice to it.
it is strictly banter back and forth between myself and Cameron Buford.
I enjoy all of it.
Real ones know what's going on, right?
Never mind.
Go watch the tape. Go watch the tape, and then you tell me if it was all about just a system.
You look like a buffoon.
Go do your research. Go do your study.
I'm not caught up to you guys yet. I do
Knowing real surprised at that, Ken.
Hey, come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, this guy.
That's what's good in sports, man. It's Big Snoop Dogg, man.
That's what's good in sport.
Thank you for making our voice your choice.
If you haven't told your girlfriend about the show, tell her about the show. If you haven't told your boyfriend about the show, tell him about the show. If you haven't told your cousin, your uncle, your grandfather about the show, let everybody know about the Voice of the Fans podcast.
Hey, man, thanks for making our voice your choice. You know how we do.
What's good, fans? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man, Cam. It is October 22nd, guys. We're already in quarter four of 2025. The year is going to be over here in a hot moment. Hopefully, you guys have been proactive and got a lot of stuff done that you want to get done in 2025 because time is almost up. Time is almost up for anything you wanted to get done. Time is almost up, so I encourage you guys to get it done. And I have some motivational quotes later for you guys. But thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is what I love to do, bring you guys some fresh content each and every week. We're going to talk about the NFL, obviously, week 7 in the NFL, predict some games from week 8. We're also going to get into the NBA tip-off. We got the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Dallas Mavericks. They're on right now. We had the New York Knicks beating up on the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're going to talk about the game we had yesterday, the Western Conference, what I believe might be the Western Conference Finals with Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets. We're going to talk about that, and then the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. Do you guys believe the Golden State Warriors is a playoff team? Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, is that a playoff team? I want to get you guys' feedback. Is that a playoff team? I don't think so, but we'll see. Yeah, I think they'll be in the play-in. Playoff team, they're not going to be in the top 6 in the West. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that as well. We're going to talk about Major League Baseball. I'm up here in the Seattle, fans, and I got wrapped up in the hype of the Seattle Mariners being a couple games away from the World Series. I got my hopes up that Mariners were going to the World Series, and what do you know? It didn't happen. So we're going to talk about that. We got a lot to talk about, fans. But I thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. If you feel so inclined, hit that share button. Let someone else know about the Voice of the Fans podcast. We're doing big things over here, and I want you guys to be a part of it. Let your family, your friends, your cousins, your aunts, uncles, let them all be a part of the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Feel free to hit this, hit me up in the chat, in the comment section, or hit me up on Twitter, @_Voice of the Fans. @_Voice of the Fans. I'm always there, always commenting, always talking crap. So please be a part of the show. As I mentioned, it's October 22nd, 2025. This is week 300 and 55 of this iteration of the Voice of the Fans podcast. So we're going to get into the NFL last week and kind of what happens and some of the top things that happened. Anything catch your eye specifically? Anything other than my Dolphins getting smacked down again by the Cleveland Browns of all teams. Dolphins get smacked around again. They're a lost hope, but I try to prevent from going on a rant. Most of you guys who follow the show know how I feel about those Dolphins. And then, I just been ranting for the last 2 years. It doesn't really seem to make a difference because they just continuously get worse. We need to fire the GM. We need another head coach. We need a different quarterback. I mean, you guys have heard all this from me before, but we're going to talk about the NFL and we're going to get into the NBA and talk about kind of what's transpiring in the NBA right now. My Clippers are getting smacked up by the Utah Jazz. Can you guys believe it? Are you aware of that score? I mean, they doubled them up at the end of the first quarter. Oof. But last week, fans, we had the Joe Flacco get off the bench and outduel Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another reason if you follow the show at all, I told you I don't think those Steelers are going to the playoffs. They do have a good record right now, but Joe Flacco came off the bench. He just got recently traded. Mike Tomlin voiced his displeasure for them trading Joe Flacco within the division. And we see why now he was concerned about that because Joe Flacco being 33-31, oldest QB to get a win in prime time. It was Bengals rally from 10-point deficit in the final 5 minutes to get that win. Bad loss for the Pittsburgh Steelers or good win for the Cincinnati Bengals? I say good win for the Bengals, but some feel differently. What we also saw, Shad Khan taking the team over to Europe. The Jacksonville Jaguars are taking them over to Europe, thinking he has some kind of home field advantage because he's willing to do it twice a year for the last 3 or 4 years. And they just go out there and get embarrassed by the Los Angeles Rams. At one point, it was 35-0. At one point, it was just embarrassing. The Jags did finally get on the board with Hunter catching his first touchdown pass. I think he had over 100 yards receiving in his first game as well. So, but that was a complete embarrassment. Matt Stafford threw 5 TDs. Some of that was running it up though. I mean, they throw. I think my man had 3 touchdown catches last week. Adams, and I was playing against Adams. I think he was running up the score intentionally. Kyrene, give the ball to Kyrene Williams at the end zone. He's on my fantasy squad. I would have helped me out, Coach McVay. But instead, they threw to Adams a couple times. I think they were just running up the score on the Jacksonville Jaguars and then got out of London. On Sunday, we saw the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Minnesota Vikings. Some of that was a close game for 3 quarters, I believe. Wentz tried to keep it close, but he threw a couple too many picks, and Jalen Hurts threw 2 touchdown passes to A.J. Brown and led a bomb to Devontae Smith. So, are the Eagles back? I don't know. We'll see how they do. Moving forward, but that was a good win for them because the Vikings, are on an uptick, and that was a good team that they beat. The Vikings aren't chumps or pansies, so that was a good team that they beat. As I mentioned, the Browns just molly-whooped the Dolphins. Talking about embarrassment, that was sheer embarrassment. Just Quinshawn, the rookie, gets 3 touchdowns. Youngest Browns running back to get 3 touchdowns. Tua Tagovailoa threw 3 interceptions. Tyson, he did that last week too. So in 2 games, he threw 6 interceptions. Embarrassing. No touchdowns. Embarrassing. Tua makes the excuse this week that it's tough for him to see over his linemen. I've about had it with Tua Tagovailoa, Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel. I've about had it. Here we are. We're 7 weeks into the season, 7 weeks into the season, and these guys look putrid. I mean, it looks like they look worse in the offseason. The Dolphins have won one game. They let the Cleveland Browns dominate them. That was a domination with the Cleveland Browns, who have trouble scoring. What an embarrassment my Miami Dolphins have been. What an embarrassment they've been. The Bears and the Saints, come on. I need some advice, fans. Is Caleb Williams going to be any good? Is he going to turn the corner this year? I thought they had a new coach. They went out and got a new offensive coordinator, got the offensive coordinator from Detroit, a new coach for them. He's supposed to be Mr. Guru. And I just don't see the improvement from Caleb Williams. I don't see it. The Bears defense got 3 interceptions, so it was kind of tough to lose that game because they just held the Saints, who really they're playing a rookie, held them on 250 yards total. So I don't know. Caleb, he's on my fantasy squad. He might be getting cut here pretty soon because he's not getting it done. And I'm not talking about just fantasy wise. He's not getting it done in the field in the NFL and not looking impressive. Let me say that, but not looking impressive. The win's a win and win in the NFL, especially from what they bounced back from last week. But he's not looking impressive. He's not looking like the first round quarterback that many people drafted in their fantasy football team and that the Chicago Bears drafted a couple years ago. The Kansas City Chiefs are back, fans. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know how I feel about Patrick Mahomes. He is the best quarterback that most of you have seen in your lifetime. And now he has targets again. Interesting. With Rice coming back, they have Hollywood Brown still out there. They got Juju, the third receiver, and they still have Travis Kelce. If they can get assistant running game, it'll be trouble out of Hunt or Pacheco. Pacheco runs really hard. I just don't know how long his career is going to last just because of his running style. They're going to be tough to beat. Patrick Mahomes threw 3 touchdown passes for the 25th game in his career. He had 3 TDs and no interceptions. The defense recorded 5 sacks in a shutout. Rasheed Rice returns and 2 catches and a touchdown pass. And they're weapons. They're giving him the ball so he can get out in space. They're running those jet sweeps again for him. They get some work out of their defense. The Chiefs is going to be right there. They're rolling. They're going to be right back there in the playoffs. The New England Patriots fans, I think they've already completed their turnaround. And it's sad to say that in comparison, the New England Patriots lose who a lot of people consider the greatest quarterback of all time. It definitely the winner, the greatest winner of all time. I'm not going to say he's the greatest quarterback of all time, but they lose Tom Brady. They have 2 bad seasons. And now they got Drake May and Mike Vrabel is going to lead them right back into the playoffs. Fans, this is kind of tough to accept from, again, a Dolphin fan that New England loses who many call the greatest quarterback ever, and now they got another young stud in Drake May to lead the charge for the next decade. Miami's still struggling to find a quarterback. Oh my goodness, what an embarrassment. What an embarrassment. And that's why Chris Greer needs to be fired. Absolute fired tomorrow. Don't let him make no draft picks. Don't let him consult with the rest of the team. Don't let him consult with the coaches. Don't let him try to make Christmas plans, Thanksgiving plans, Christmas plans. Get him out of the office. Get him away from the team. Don't let him talk to the scouts. We don't want his feedback anymore. He can't draft people. He can't. That's been proven. Nearly 20 years in the franchise, and they're still looking for a quarterback to replace Dan Marino, who retired early 1990. All right, I'm trying to stay away from the Dolphins. But however, Drake May just kind of led me right back there. Mike Vrabel we knew he was a good coach, and we knew he was not in the same vein as Dan Campbell with the Lions, but we knew he was a good coach. He was a New England guy. He played for Bill Belichick, had everything you want, had the mentality, the fierceness. He did a good job in Tennessee. Who let him go for whatever reason, but he found a home in New England. And look at these guys. They're going to be right back in the playoffs with Drake May and the dominant. They played the Tennessee Titans, so that was a good win for them. But he's going to be right there in the playoffs. The Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young get the W. Bryce Young, they beat the Jets. This is embarrassing. The Clippers are going to give up 80 points in the first quarter, 80 points in the first half. 47-78, they're down right now to the Utah Jazz. I don't know who had the Utah Jazz in their top 10 rankings of the NBA, but the Clippers are losing to the Utah Jazz fans 47-78. Somebody wasn't ready for this game. Somebody wasn't ready. I don't know. Snap out of it, guys. It's not preseason anymore. What an embarrassment that. I mean, we can't hide away from that, fans. What an embarrassment that is. The Panthers and Bryce Young, like I say, Bryce Young gets his win over the Jets. Did you guys hear what the Jets owner said about Justin Fields? They asked him something about how he feels about Justin Fields and what he's doing. Or they asked him about Aaron Glenn, and he said Glenn is fine because if his quarterback is picking up these numbers. Let me see if I can pull this up. Woody Johnson. Fields, J. Fields. I'm gonna pull this up for you guys and let you guys hear for yourself what this goofball said. Because this is, I think this is a whole lot, man. I think this was a whole lot what he said, and it kind of was why the Jets are who they are, where they've been, and why they're not getting any better. When your owner comes out and says stuff like this, it was just kind of. I'm just trying to find if I can get the. If I can get the what he said. The audio of what he said. He said something to apparently that he said something to the fact of to the point of Aaron Glenn is fine because if a quarterback, have you seen the quarterback that we have with him putting up these type of numbers, we're not going to win anything. Well, Woody Johnson, didn't you sign him? He's playing on your team. Didn't you sign him? Didn't you approve Aaron Glenn signing him? Like, so you're just gonna put it all on the quarterback? That was embarrassing for Woody Johnson. And I mean, now you got to pay this guy that he can't play there because he has no loyalty. It's not no loyalty, but okay, here I go. Here I found it. So let me pull it up for you guys. So you guys just hear what the coach, what the owner. This is what the owner says, not the coach. The owner had to say about the quarterback in his team, the team he owns. This is if you guys haven't heard it, this is worth hearing because it's pretty embarrassing. I say embarrassing because you don't hear an owner speak like this. So let's take a listen to what he has to say. His words exactly is hard to. He's turned around some of it. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys can hear it. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can hear this or not. Can you hear this? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear it. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. The question was, what's your confidence in Aaron turning around the team? He says, it looks like he's turning around parts of it, but it's hard when you have a quarterback. He said it's hard for him to turn around when you have a quarterback with the rating of a quarterback with the rating that they have. He has the ability, but something there is not jiving. I'd say something there is not jiving with you, Mr. Harris, because that's you keep that in-house. You could not like the guy, but now you just cut his legs. You just cut him at the knees. Now, how is he going to go out there and perform for his teammates who the owner already said he's not happy with? Or, how? So they're going with Tyrod all season long. That's what this looks like. Tyrod all season long. The Jets aren't going to be – the Jets are I predicted the Jets are going to be bad anyway. I didn't know my Dolphins going to be this bad, but the Jets and the Dolphins now are competing for the – Jets, Dolphins, and Titans competing for the number one spot in the NFL. What a shame. What a shame this is to be for the Miami Dolphins. The Carolina, as I mentioned, they lose to the Carolina Panthers all team. The Dallas Cowboys put up 44 on the Washington Commanders. 4 TDs, Dak throws. CeeDee Lamb scores twice on his return to the league. The defense adds 2 pick sixes and 2 fumble recoveries. Adds a pick six, and 2 fumble recoveries. The Cowboys are an exciting team as far as they score a lot of points. I think they score 30 points every game this season. I don't know how sustainable this is, but they're going to put up a lot of points because we know their defense struggles. And so CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott got CeeDee Lamb and Pickens to throw to. That's kind of it's not a deadly combination, but that's a very good duel to have your quarterback throw to. So kudos to Dak Prescott for getting it done. I mean, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And we'll see what happens with the rest of the squad. But the Packers who they let Micah go, where they traded Micah to the Packers, they came back and beat the Arizona Cardinals. Micah had a few sacks in the game. His first multi-sack game for the Packers. Parsons had the first multi-sack game for the Packers. The Cardinals lose the 5th straight, and Jordan Love threw his two touchdowns in the final six minutes of the game to give the Cardinals their 5th straight loss. I mean, the Cardinals probably should be blowing it up, but Cardinals, nobody really considers the Cardinals. But the Packers, I think, struggled that game. They play the Steelers this week. The Steelers are prone to give up a lot of points. Let's see if the Packers can take advantage of the Steelers in this matchup here, who's going to be playing on emotion with their quarterback, on emotional playing for their quarterback, who obviously left Green Bay, was unheralded and traded for the most part. Unheraldedly traded, I should say. The Broncos, that was a wild game. The Broncos scored 30 points in the fourth quarter alone. Giants allowed the Bengals 32 points scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. Longest single quarter comeback in franchise history. Again, that was the young quarterback came back. The Giants are playing feisty football now that they found their quarterback that they are happy with. The Giants are playing inspired football. This one here didn't get them a win, but they're playing inspired football because they have Jackson Dart as their quarterback. And the Broncos have their have a young quarterback there. They're ecstatic about. Clearly, your head coach is ecstatic about drafting the quarterback and putting him out there because he was so happy about having Bo Nix that he wanted to say about the Jackson Dart, maybe, or he wished that they thought the Giants would wait till now to put in the rookie quarterback because he wanted to see Russell Wilson. He was essentially taking a shot at Russell Wilson. And Russell fired back. I'm happy Russell fired back at him about the 15 years later, you're still bounty hunting, huh? That was a cold shot by Russell, but it was a fair shot because what is Sean Payton doing? Talking about the opposing quarterback you had, you let him go, move on. You and Russell have the same amount of Super Bowls. And I think Russell might have been to more Super Bowls than you, Sean. So you need to humble yourself a little bit there, fella. He was out of line. He was out of line, and I'm glad Russell fired back at him. I really am. Because Peyton was clearly out of line. The 49ers beat the Falcons. Mac Jones wins again for the 49ers. The Falcons' offense is held under 200 yards. Now, I've been trying to say that Mike Penix isn't that guy, but I'm told differently. But I'm told, Castle getting to the hole and one. Oh, he gets a steal from Cooper Flagg. Then he drives to the basket and gets fouled for the 3-point play. Castle's a real deal guard. Here he is. Cooper Flagg throws a lazy pass. Castle gets a steal and gets the hoop and the harm. But it's going to be interesting to see how these guys perform. The San Antonio Spurs with their new makeup. But yeah, the Falcons lose again. Fans, back to the Falcons. When I say I'm not a fan of Michael Penix, I'm not saying I don't like Penix as a person. I don't know him as a person. I don't like his game as a quarterback. And he's too up and down. I know it's his second year, but he's just an up and down guy. He should have came into the NFL ready to play, ready to produce, and I don't see him producing. They always talk, he can make every throw. Oh, he's a talented guy. I just don't see it. And the 49ers held him to under 200 yards in that game. 10 points. I don't see it. I see him leaving a lot of money on the field. I'll put it at that. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Texans. Jackson Smith and Jigba, another 100-plus game, receiving game, another touchdown. Kenneth Walker had 66 yards on the ground. Not that impressive. But their defense is stout. Their defense, Seattle Seahawks defense is big time. Seattle Seahawks defense is going to lead them into the playoffs because they're going to give continuously, regardless of what you think of Sam Darnold, they're going to continuously give that offense opportunities to score points. So again, regardless of what you think of Sam Darnold, the offense is going to have optimum opportunities to score points, which is good. And that defense is super solid. So Seahawks on a bye this week. They should be happy with themselves and enjoy themselves while they're on this bye. The Detroit Lions beat down the Buccaneers. Buccaneers were riding a little road. They were on a little road there, but Jahmyr Gibbs rushed for 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I think he caught another 79 yards in the air. Amon Brown catches for 86 yards on a touchdown. And they held the Bucs to 3 field goals. Now, the Bucs have been playing inspired football, but against the Lions tasted blood and they ate them up. So the Lions is proving that they are who we thought they were, for lack of a better term. Again, the Jets owner taking shots at field was out of line. I thought it was extremely out of line. Sean Payton taking a shot at Russell. I get it, but dude, Russell moved on, and it's not like he's thinking he's moved on to greener and greater pastures. But that's yet to be seen. As of today, Russell Wilson has been to more Super Bowls than Sean Payton as a head coach. So he wants to be this guru. He wants to be the man, but you're still behind what this guy's able to do, what this guy's able to bring. So my picks for last week. You guys really want to see my picks for last week? They were kind of ugly. I don't mind showing them to you because I'll show you guys I have some ground to make up, fans. I got some ground to make up, believe you me, because this is not looking great. Share screen, Windows. So you should be able to see now. I'm going to pull it up. You should be able to see now my picks from last week. The big games of the week, I had the Rams. I had the Chargers. So we got to talk about the Colts, okay? And I had the Buccaneers, or I had Detroit over the Buccaneers. The Colts went into Los Angeles. Now, oftentimes, everybody who travels to Los Angeles to play the Chargers or the Rams, the opposing team has the home field advantage in that situation because everybody wants to go to Southern California on vacation. You find a reason to go to Southern California because your football team is coming or is going to play there. Everybody's trying to get to L.A. So everybody – and that's a week after week after week, regardless who they play. There's always fans trying to get to Southern California. So they struggle in that environment. And they struggled against the Colts. The Colts, that was Daniel Jones the missing piece? It's kind of looking like that. Daniel Jones, this team has one loss. Jonathan Taylor is proving that he's a very underrated running back. Their defense is underrated, but they're performing well. So we're going to see how long this lasts for the Colts. But they got their W. I picked the Chargers over them, as you see. The Washington Commanders lost to the Cowboys. I had the Commanders. The Packers beat the Cardinals. Falcons beat the Niners, Niners beat the Falcons. Detroit beat the Buccaneers, and Seahawks beat the Texans. So I was 9 for 15 last week, 60%, and now I'm 60% on the year, fans. I'm not happy with that number. That number should be closer to 70%. So I got some work to do. It keeps dropping right now. I got some work to do. I need that number to be 70%, and I'll be happy if around that 70% mark. But it's you know what they say. It's like losing weight. Easy to gain a few pounds, difficult to lose those same pounds. So here we are. We got to figure out a way to got to have a 100% week is what we need to get right back on track. This week coming up, my big games of the week are in yellow, but the Dolphins playing the Falcons. I'm going with the Falcons. Michael Penix. I'm going with you guys to beat the Miami Dolphins. You got good receivers. You got Drake London. You got Kyle Pitts. You have a Bijan Robinson running hard. You got his backup, number 25, Algier, running hard. You got receivers. The defense, up to a couple weeks ago, they were number one in sacks. So they're a good defense. And Miami's not going to be able to do anything with that. So you guys should go out there and win. The Minnesota Vikings played the Los Angeles Chargers. The Minnesota Vikings are another team. Now, that building, just take note of what I'm saying, fans. You can listen to what I'm saying or you can ignore what I'm saying, but I want you to take note of this and understand what I'm saying. When there will be more Minnesota Viking fans in the building in SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, than Los Angeles Chargers fans. There will be more Minnesota Vikings fans in the SoFi Stadium this Sunday for Minnesota Vikings versus the Los Angeles Chargers. If you have a way to tune into that game, you will see more purple than you see blue and yellow. Not a question. I've seen them play these two teams very specifically. Well, I've seen them play at the I think it was while we were in COVID at the SoFi Stadium. But I also saw them play in the little shoebox that they were playing in the Galaxies, the MLS soccer stadium. I'm struggling. It was once called the Home Depot Arena. I forget what it's called now. But it's where the LA Galaxy play. That's where the Chargers played before the stadium was ready to go in Inglewood, the SoFi Stadium. There will be more fans, Minnesota Viking fans in LA for the Vikings versus Chargers game, and takes away the Chargers' home court advantage. It really does. The Jets and Bengals play. I got the Bengals winning that game. Browns and Patriots playing. I'm going with the Patriots. Giants and Eagles. I'm going Eagles. Bills, Panthers. I'm going Bills. Bears, Ravens. That would be a good game if both of these teams were living up to expectations, or I would say if the Ravens were living up to expectations. This would be a good game. The 49ers take on the Texans. I'm going with the 49ers. Bengals and the Bengals, not the Bengals, the Buccaneers and the Saints. I'm going Buccaneers. Cowboys versus Broncos. This will be a good game. Although the Broncos have a better defense that scores, I think they will still be pretty solid. This will still be a competitive game because the Cowboys are going to put pressure on that Broncos defense. I know the defense is good, but the Cowboys are going to put pressure on them. This might be a 42-28 game or 31 game, something in that arena. We got the Titans and the Colts. The Colts is going to win that game. The Colts have a 14-point spread. I wonder when the last time the Colts were expected to win by more than 10 points, by 14 points to be exact. It's been a while, I'm sure. The Packers versus the Steelers. Packers, Jordan Love takes his team back to play Aaron Rodgers and his former team. The Packers should win this game fairly easy, walking away. Green Bay's favored by 3. The Packers should win more by 3. They're saying so you get 3 points. If you guys don't know, you get 3 points for being the home team. The Steelers are the home team. So because they're the home team, they're essentially saying this is an even game or pick 'em game. I'm not sure I believe in that. I got the Packers. The Packers are going to win they're going to win by more than 3 points in this game, and that's an embarrassment. The Commanders play the Chiefs. The Commanders play the Chiefs on Monday night, but McDaniel, the Commanders quarterback, he might be out. So this is a 12-point spread for the Chiefs. It's easy to say the Chiefs are back. I talked about it earlier with the receivers, with their threats. The Chiefs are back in action. They're back because of the threats they have. So as you see down here, well, let me go up here. You see my right here, right where the cursor is at, 60% winner percentage on the season. That's got to change. We're going to get that change. But to give you my supremacy rankings for the whole NFL, you can see how I have them ranked in the AFC and the NFC. But for the whole NFL, I have the Colts, Rams, Lions, Seahawks, and Chargers. That's how I would rank the NFL teams right now. Colts obviously playing tremendous football. The Rams has been good. They just had a couple of hiccups, but they've been good all season. The Lions are good as well. Seahawks are playing tremendously tough football and defense. I think their defense is carrying them to They're going to carry him certainly to potentially a division championship and a playoff berth. And the Chargers, the Chargers are on their way back. I got the Chargers here because they beat the Chiefs, so we'll see where the Chargers and the Chiefs end up here over the next couple of weeks. So I stopped sharing that now, and let's continue with the show. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. Fans, it is NBA season right now. We just had NBA tip-off last night where we saw the Houston Rockets lose in double overtime to the NBA champions, OKC Thunder. So I don't know how many of you guys watched the ring ceremony yesterday when they raised the banner in Oklahoma City. I thought it would be super cool if the Oklahoma City Thunder were 3 feet away from the sign as it went up. I thought it'd been cool if they put their signature on that banner as it went up in the rafters. Nobody's done that before, but I thought that would have been super dope if you give them the gray highlighter pen, let them do the signature. I thought that would have been super dope. That would have been lasting, in infamy. Their name and their name in the banner have been up in the rafter forever. I thought that would have been super dope. I'm going to have to pass that idea to somebody. This past week that Russell Westbrook signed with the Kings. What you guys' feelings on Russell Westbrook and the Kings? You know who needs a point guard? It's those Houston Rockets need a point guard. Would Russell be good in Houston, or is the IQ not where it needs to be for Houston to be able to perform in the clutch time? But Russell signed with the Kings. What you guys think about that move? We saw Durant was traded to the Rockets. He's going to be their go-to guy. That's why he was traded there. But I don't think he should be dribbling 24 feet away from the corner, away from the basket like it was dribbling. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Durant, you're 36, 37 years old. Preserve your body. Preserve your agility. Preserve your energy. Let somebody else, Amin Thompson, Reed Shepard, let somebody else, Alfred Şengün, let somebody else bring the ball up and get you the ball while you're on a post so you can turn around and shoot over them, or you can turn around and go to work. I don't want you to see you at the top of the key trying to dance a boogie on everybody because, dude, you're not going to be able to do that for 82 games. Give somebody else a break. But that's what Fred VanVleet being out of the injured, that's what that injury means to these guys, that Kevin Durant now feels that he's going to have to take on an extra load because VanVleet being out. Luka Doncic, we saw him play the Golden State Warriors last night. Now, that was interesting to see how he's going to play with DeAndre Ayton, who I guess people just hit down on Ayton altogether. I haven't talked to anybody in this offseason who, when I say DeAndre Ayton or you bring up the Lakers, who's not disappointed in DeAndre Ayton, and it's been less than 3 weeks that they've been together. Less than 3 weeks. So get it together, Ayton. Let's improve, buddy. I'll help you. Cooper Flag drafted number 1 by Dallas. Now they started off right now. We got San Antonio and Dallas there. It's a 1-point game. It's a 1-point game. Somebody going to the who's that going to the hoop? Who got fouled? There's Marshall going to the hoop and got fouled by Johnson from the Spurs. So it's a 1-point game. 4 minutes to go in the first half. So we get to see Cooper Flag and Victor Wembanyama. I know a lot of you guys are watching that now. So sorry to bother you guys, but I appreciate you guys tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. But that is a great game to be watching, just to see what Wembanyama is going to be able to do throughout this year. So let me see. I'm trying to pull up, see I can give you guys some stats on what's going on in this game here. Victor Wembanyama already has 15 points, 6 to 10. He's leading the Spurs. Castle has 12 points, so that's good. Wonder how Harper went in for a minute. He had 4 shots up. I wonder how much we see of Harper though, because I'd like to see more of him. But Victor going off, he had 15 points already in the first half. Anthony Davis has 10 points, 3 for 10 for shooting. So Victor's giving him a hard time. and Cooper Flag is 0. He's 0 for 2, 5 turnovers. So he's going to go through a learning stage. He's going to, he got a lot to learn in NFL or NBA rather. So I don't know. What do you guys anticipate about Cooper Flag? Does he change the Dallas Mavericks' fortunes? They say he does, but we'll see. Another thing to think about or be interested in is Joel Embiid and Paul George. Are they healthy? Will they be sidelined for the entire season? Neither one of them played training camp, but are they going to be sidelined for the whole year? I don't know. Who knows? Are they going to be sidelined all year? It's going to be tough to know. That I think the Eastern Conference is top heavy. I think the Eastern Conference is top heavy. And that is a big factor in it. Because the injuries in the Eastern Conference has been a factor. We already know that. We know that Halliburton's out. We know that Halliburton's out. Excuse me. For the Pacers. Boston Celtics are still injured with Jason Tatum. He's not going to be ready for the season. So we got injuries are really severely impacting them. How much stock I'd be interested to know? Hit me up in the chat. How much stock are you putting in Desmond Bane being added to the Orlando Magic? Orlando Magic had problems shooting the three last season. Desmond Bane is a career 42% shooter from deep. How much is that? All he's going to have to do is dribble or catch and shoot. In Memphis, he was asked to do a little bit more, probably more than he should have been asked to. What do you guys think about his fit for the Orlando Magic? I think Orlando Magic, does that get them to a 3 spot or a 4 spot in the Eastern Conference? I don't know. We'll see. I think the Eastern Conference is top heavy, though. I would say the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Knicks are the favorites right now, but I don't have any confidence in the Knicks finish the season. I don't have any confidence in the Cavaliers finishing the season. So we'll see. I mean, case in point is the Cavaliers were hot through 3 quarters, and then they didn't end up winning the game. So, it's I don't have confidence in the Knicks or the Cavaliers. Yesterday, we seen with the NBA tip-off, we see the NBA return to NBA on NBC. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? NBA returning to NBC. Do you like the nostalgia of it? I think it's cool that we get to hear from Mike. But do you guys like the nostalgia of the NBA returning to NBC? I don't know. They leaned on that nostalgia a lot. I don't know that it matters, but they changed up the production a little bit. They got Maria Taylor, Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady, on court talking about the game that, we're going to see. We saw the halftime show and postgame show. Do you guys like that trio or that quintet, if you will? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent. I give them a chance to work out the kinks, but I don't know how I feel about that. NBA on NBC is the nostalgia is cool, but can they continue to produce the same product that maybe TNT was doing, or can they be better? We'll see. Another story is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Is Giannis? What do you guys think about Giannis? Is Giannis going to finish his season in Milwaukee? I like to think that he's a family guy. He's a cool guy that sticks through his team and sticks through the ups and downs. But who knows? We'll see if Giannis stays there or if he acts out here in a little bit. OKC, as I mentioned, began their title defense last night. KD makes his debut for the Rockets. KD, it was funny that he almost had the Chris Webber moment there. The refs didn't call it that way, but KD almost had the Chris Webber moment by calling the timeout when there's no timeouts to be called. They already lost, so they didn't. That wasn't not sure that was a game deciding penalty, but it didn't help. It was a bad look. Yeah, we talked about the other top storylines. Fans, graciously, I'm here in the Northwest doing my show from Great American Casino. Great American Casino on 14040 Interurban South, Tukwila, Washington, 98168. This is I'm actually in their banquet room. The banquet room probably holds about 200 to 300 people. If you guys need the banquet room, it's open and available for rent weekly. So come on down and check them out. They also have great, if you're a first responder, if you're a government or state worker, you can come down here and get 15% off your meals, which any time of the day. So that's awesome. They have great food and drink specials. This was actually what drew me here. So if you have a chance to come down to Great American Casino on 14040 Interurban Avenue South in Tukwila, Washington, come on down for the food. Come on down for the fun. Every week I'm down here recording the show, so come on down and have some live banner with me. That'd be pretty cool. Also, fans, one of the things I think is cool about the show is I do, for fun, like to look back and see what significant events has happened in history that are worth recalling so everybody can remember them. Everybody can speak to them. And I do black history because I believe that black history is something that's gone once you're out of school. Nobody's teaching about black history. Actually, everybody is telling you the blacks aren't good enough. So the black history I want to highlight is what we have seen in history. John Mercer Langston wins election as clerk in Bohelm Township in Ohio. The first black person to be elected in public office in the United States. Langston went on and became the founding dean of Howard University Law School, the other HU, for those who know what I'm talking about. October 1895, National Medical Association is founded in Atlanta, Georgia, the leading African-American medical organization created in response to exclusion from the American Medical Association. So they wouldn't let them, they eliminated them, excluded them from the American Medical Association. So they had to go start their own association, African-American Medical Organization. Isn't that interesting how that works? The Cane Ho riot occurs in South Carolina on October 19, 1876. A violent clash during Reconstruction that left 5 white men and 1 black man dead. It's understood that the racial tendencies and political volatility of the post-Civil War South would be a problem. October 20th, 1901, Booker T. Washington dines at the White House with President Theodore Roosevelt. The first African-American to do so, that even sparked a national controversy and marked a symbolic moment in race relations. Let's see what Wemby does. Them guards are leading the way in San Antonio right now. They're up on the Dallas Mavericks. Oh, they just actually missed a free throw. But they're up on the Dallas Mavericks 55-78 with 1:30 left in the in the first half. They get another steal off of your new rookie. There's Harper. Harper gets some points, but they get another steal from Cooper Flag. He's too big to be the point guard. Cooper Flag can't be the point guard. I know you're trying to be innovative, Jason Kidd. I know you're trying to give the young kid some roles and responsibilities. He's too big. I'm doing this podcast with you and looked at the screen a couple times, and I just see the ball's taking a long time to come up off the floor back into his hands, and at that point he's getting ripped and going the other way. That's a failed experiment there, kid. October 19th, 1876, the Cane Hole riot occurs in South Carolina. A violent clash during Reconstruction that left 5 white men dead, and I understand racial tensions and political volatility of the post-Civil War South. That's what that was. That's interesting. Dr. Jocelyn Elders became the first African-American Surgeon General in the United States, is dismissed by Bill Clinton for outspoken views in public health and sexuality, made her a trailblazer in the lightning rod. Interesting. October 22, 1963, James Meredith graduated from University of Mississippi, becoming the first black student to do so after integrating the schools in 1962 under federal protection. So kudos to you, Mr. Meredith, and your siblings. That's good luck for you, because you should be. Hold on. That's something that should be celebrated for what they dealt with, just because they were trying to go to school and get an education. They had to deal with a lot of nonsense. So kudos to you, Mr. Meredith, for persevering. Fans, the Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman fight that was scheduled for this weekend has been canceled. We still have Chris Eubanks and Conor Benn in November 15th. We do have Tank. I think Tank fights before that fight, but we got Tank fighting Jake Paul is going to be before that one. I'll let you know. It's not this week, but I'll let you know it's not. We're not far away from it. For those of you guys who do watch boxing. Fans, as I mentioned earlier, I did get caught up in the Mariners hype. I went down to the stadium, talked to a bunch of Mariners fans, got their vibe, got their experience or their thoughts on Mariner fans. I was trying to pinpoint the true Mariner fan from the front runner fans, and I was classifying you as a true Mariner fan if you've been to the Kingdome. For those that don't know, the Kingdome was the stadium where they had NFL played, the NBA played, and they tried to play baseball in there. They did play baseball in there for a few years as well. That's where Ken Griffey got the scored from first home run. I know you guys know the video. He scored from home for first place after Edgar Martinez rips a double into center field, or to left field it was. But the Seattle Mariners lose in Game 7. In Springer hit the home run in the 8th inning of Game 7 to send the Mariners home packing, which was kind of sad for the Mariner fans because they don't experience World Series action. They've never experienced World Series action, so it would have been cool for the city to experience some World Series action. No, never mind. The consolation prizes, they would have went up and got to face the Los Angeles Dodgers, which the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, they will start Friday in the World Series section. In the World Series. So they play the Dodgers, who swept the who did the Dodgers beat? They swept somebody. It wasn't even close. It wasn't the Blue Jays because Seattle played them. But when the Shohei Ohtani fans, Shohei Ohtani, 10 strikeouts and 3 home runs in the series clinching win. They played the Milwaukee Brewers. Excuse me, I had a brain fart. But Shohei Ohtani, again, in the series clinching win over the Milwaukee Brewers, Shohei Ohtani had 10 Ks, struck out 10 batters, and then went and hit 3 home runs. Where does that rank in your most impressive, not stat lines, but feats that you've seen somebody do? Absolutely bananas. I mean, Reggie Jackson hit 3 home runs in a World Series before, but how many pitches did he have? None. He didn't pitch out. He didn't strike out 1 batter, let alone 10. Babe Ruth had multiple times where he hit a home run, but not that he hit a home run and struck out batters. That didn't happen too often. So Shohei, I think that was the greatest performance in American sports what Shohei did the other night. If you agree, put a 1 in the chat. If you agree with me, put a 1 in the chat. Shohei Ohtani had the greatest performance in American sports history. Do you guys agree with me or not? I think it was awesome, actually. Fans, I mentioned the boxing already. Something else I like to get into is I like to leave you guys with some motivation and some inspiration. The quote I have for you guys tonight is, the purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste it, to experience it to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experiences. That's for Eleanor Roosevelt, fans. The purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for never and richer experiences, for better and for richer experiences. One more time for those in the back fans, Eleanor Roosevelt, the purpose of life, after all, is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experiences. That's Eleanor Roosevelt. Put yourself out there, fans. You got to try new stuff. You got to taste different food. You got to do different things to get to keep the energy up, to live life. That's living life. That's what she was speaking about. So I encourage each and every one of you guys to get out there and live life and live it to your best ability. I don't know what you guys do or want to do or where you're going. Are you happy where you are? Whatever the cliche may be, live life, enjoy life. I think that's the point that she was getting at. Fans, I'll be here next week with the Voice of the Fans, week 356. Thank you guys for tuning in to this edition of the show. I love to have you guys enjoy it. Need a little bit more interaction for you guys, but here's my outro.
Hey, Marcellus Wiley right here. Thank you for making our voice your choice. You know what I'm saying? Let me give me a beat, dog. Let me get something.
Just a little fun I was having back in the day. Got a lot of videos, a lot of cats I bumped into, a lot of cats I chopped it up with. But thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man Cam. Let me tune into these Clippers to see what's really going on if they're on a comeback. And I want to watch Victor Wembanyama as well and see how he's doing in the second half. So I'll holler at you guys next week. Thank you once again for tuning in, and fans. And as always, thank you for making our voice your choice.